Alrighty guys, good afternoon or good morning depending on where you are at and the time that you're watching this video. Thanks for checking it out. First and foremost, I wanted to put this little series together because I wanted to do a little bit more on YouTube this year. That was my goal. Plus, I think this is kind of interesting, and I hope you guys find it just as interesting as I do. Basically, my struggles, because what happened to this engine, this is technically part 3. I've done filmed part 1 today. You can probably see some of the mess in the background. I'm letting the engine kind of soak. We've got some of the grease off of it, but that's going to be later. Right now what I wanted to focus on is, since I took the head apart, we've got a bare head here. I've got all the components for the head right here. Do bear with me, I have had a couple beers. Cheers to the viewers. These are all the parts that I took from the head. This I probably won't be putting back on. This is part of the secondary air injection system. This is basically one of the ports. It's like a valve. There's a blower, which you've probably seen in the background. It's basically pumps air into this. This opens up and pumps fresh air into the side of the head, which is actually back here. Let me show you. Right here. So that's the secondary air injection input. I'm actually going to block this off. There's a plate that you can buy that goes here, and this is actually for the water. So if you look in there, you can see all the water jackets all the way down. These heads are fresh from the machine shop, as I mentioned. The timing belt did break. I'll put some pictures in here of the heads. Sorry about the quality, they weren't the best. But you'll see that some of the valves are stuck open, the exhaust valves in this instance, but I've had the whole head redone. I've got new guides, new valves. The head's been cleaned, obviously. It's been worked. I used a place close by. It's in Wake Forest, North Carolina. It's called CHS, Cylinder Head Specialties. They did a good job on these heads. I also, if you guys haven't checked out my other video, I did do a Kia head replacement for the wife. Or now, should I say, she's the wife. At the time, she was still the fiance. We've been married for going on 3 weeks now. Thank you guys in advance for the comments. But anyway, so let's move forward. So the secondary air injection, I'm most likely, and the piece of metal looks like this as well, but I'm going to delete these. This is an automatic vehicle. I am putting basically the stock turbos on it. I'm doing some supporting mods. Going to be gutting the pre-cats. I just ordered the parts for the oxygen sensor so I can put them behind the main cats. Basically, that's what your aftermarket companies are doing. They're just deleting the pre-cats and moving the secondary oxygen sensors to behind the mains. So I'll still pass inspection. I just get rid of the pre-catalytic converter so that way I can have more flow coming from the back of the turbo instead of it immediately hitting a honeycomb type of pattern and impeding the exhaust. But after doing some research, it seems like that's the best route to go, is to have the pre-cat removed. The main cat doesn't really impede performance at all, so I'd rather be legal and pass inspection, but I will not have the main cat or the pre-cats, and I'm also removing that. I'm probably not going to get it tuned out at the moment. I'm thinking about doing something other than the APR Stage 1 software that I have, but that's for another time. So I'm going to lay the components out. I kept all this together here because I didn't want to reset the timing on the cams. So I'm actually going to pick up this whole unit and drop it in as one, but I've got to first put the buckets over the 5 valves per cylinder and bleed them and build an Audi engine. And like I said, this is actually my first time building one of these motors. I've had some experience in the past. In my college days, I built a couple Hondas, one of which made 410 horsepower at the wheels. I had a Garrett GT30 76R. I built the engine in my second floor apartment with a sleeve block, a GT30 76 as I just mentioned, and about 18 pounds of boost. I had precision 880cc injectors, Neptune with the Moats Demon, but it was good. Fun little car. The Audi's even better though. Alright. Alright, so I did get the Victorines kit. This is the entire top end. I've got the cam seals, got the gaskets, valve cover gaskets, head gaskets. Guys, this is an Audi. This ain't your mama's Honda. This ain't your hand-me-down Honda. Do it right the first time. I did very much consider doing a KO4. I found some turbos for $800, but I had a feeling that they were cheap Chinese turbos that were overpriced. So I decided to just go with the factory CHRAs for the turbos that I have, and just go that route. Later on, you know, if I decide to do anything crazy, I'll end up doing a manual swap and then probably going to a big single turbo. If I'm really going to go ham on it, that's the route I'm probably going to go. But for now, this is a daily driver. It's plenty quick with the other modifications as far as the exhaust and everything else that I'm going to do. We should be good to go. I mean, that should be a fun little car. It was fun before, so I don't know why I had these notions that I wanted to go crazy with it. But yeah, I'm just going to get it running and then continue to daily drive it. It's a nice little ride. It's fun. It's quick. Doesn't get the best gas mileage, but I do enjoy it, which is why I'm spending the money and taking the time and rebuilding it. Most people in my situation would probably have gotten rid of the car, but like I said, it's a little bit more than that to me. It's a learning experience, one which you cannot put a price on, and secondly, it's fun as hell to drive. So without further ado, cheers, mateys. Guess I should have probably done some of this beforehand, but hey, what do you expect? So I've got this gasket that goes here. Alright. Do not know where these O-rings go. This came in the kit. I will have to look it up, but I'm assuming that they go somewhere on here, if not actually on this thing that I'm not going to take apart. Put it up real nice. Alright, I'm assuming this is going to go here like so. I would only assume it would go that way. Thank you. The beer. What time is it? I'm gonna say 8 o'clock, not too bad. Okay, so here's the earth. It's this sweet looking earth, you might say. You want to make sure that these are loose. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. these in here. You kind of want to make sure they're a little squishy. You don't want them to be seized up. Give them a little twist. Make sure you get some lubrication in there. First thing you want to do is make sure that this thing doesn't start up without any kind of lubrication on the metal parts. So I'm just going to rotate these a little bit. But as you can see, they're all pretty much soaked in oil. And I usually just give them a little squish, a little push down, you know. Call it good. Shall we? Cheers again. So I'm going to put the gasket here. We've got all of the lifters, hydraulic lifters, so oil spots. It's basically they're cushions of oil, so you never have to adjust them, which is nice. And then when I had my Integra, I had to adjust them shits every 15 or so thousand miles. So you saw that I poured oil all the way across all the journal bearings. Just make sure I get oil on everything. Just to show you that there's oil on all of this shit. Alright. So now that we've got lubrication, you can take this, drop it down in the hole, yeah. Alright, so almost got it. Let's take these stupid bolts out. I can set this gasket in here right. Grab my alrighty. That is on there. What is this? 14 maybe? Wait. Oh. Alright, well. That's I guess I will have to change that after the fact. Get it out of whack, because see, the little metal band came off of it. So you definitely want to make sure you get this on properly. It might take a little fidgeting, because I know it is here. Alright, so once it's on, so we'll take it and set the can back down there like so. no, that seal does go there. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry, y'all. Let me make sure I don't have this in here somewhere. This is basically a plug. The plug goes in back here because there's not enough cam that extends past this to actually put one of these seals on. So this actually gets a plug. Alright, so now that we have the cams pushed down, what I want to do now, we've got the seals in on both the cams, front and back, seals, seal there, got that there. I want to put one more little lubrication. So, if you're wondering if you have these on right or wrong, you notice that there is a little oil intake here that feeds this galley. There's also a corresponding hole on the other side of the head. Let's see if I can move you guys a little closer to take a look here. Alright. So, you have a corresponding hole on both the rocket, on both the cam caps and the exhaust. So on this one, you have two holes, one on the other side. There's not a hole here. You have holes here, and that's to feed the cam caps. I just happen to have these cam caps already in the order, of which I took them out, and I would suggest you do the same. But I'm just going to double check everything before I torque the head down or the cam caps down to the head itself. I just want to double check some things, just to make sure that everything's Gucci before I commit to it. And the last two bolts I have are here and here. Alright, so the only other thing I'm missing, I do have a bag of bolts for the studs that I have to put in here, but for the most part, all I have left to do is torque the head bolts down to the proper spec, which I don't know what they're going to torque these yet, because I'm going to put the other head together first. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview because the battery died right as I was ending that video, but luckily it ended kind of perfectly because I stopped there and went ahead and assembled the other head, which you can see that I got both assembled now. Just wanted to show you guys, so when you're putting these cams back in, there's one side, the driver's side, which is, I believe this one is the driver's side. If you're looking at the engine from this way, this would be on the driver's side, this would be on the passenger side. Notes the cams are on opposite sides, or the gears are on opposite sides. I haven't torqued any of this stuff down yet. That's why the bolts are still like this. They're just kind of in place. I just want to verify that everything is good. You can see that there are arrows pointing certain directions. And this dignifies the inside of the head, so you want to make sure that all of these arrows on all of these cam caps are pointing in the same direction. And then as well, you want to take note here and here. You see that there are arrows pointing this way now, this way. And then there's also a notch in the cam. So this one here is basically 16 teeth. And then this side here, I don't think I have it lined up, but this one is off a little bit. It's 15.5 tooth for this one, so whenever one of these is lined up, the chain is going to be just slightly off, which is normal. Like I said, whenever I disassembled these heads, which you probably saw the pictures, a little before in the video. Yeah, so I didn't disassemble these. Basically, I took them completely out. I left the chain assembled because I didn't want to have to try to redo the timing marks on the chains, which made it easy. So I just took the whole assembly out, set it in there, took the cam caps out, set them in order, as well as the hydraulic lifters here, even though those don't really matter which direction you put them back in, as long as they are not seized up or anything like that. You can see I've got the new gaskets installed. Even under there you can kind of see. But yeah, so I'll do a quick little pan for you. Stay tuned for the next episode, where hopefully I can show you guys some of the new goodies that I have. I've got the torque converter already sent off. It's probably going to be 2 weeks for that. I'm going to order the turbos tomorrow. Today is the 15th of April. Hopefully the next episode you guys will be able to see some of these getting torqued. I may have some footage of that. Like I said, I'm not going to show completely that process. It's pretty self-explanatory. You want to torque, you know, opposites, crisscross pattern, just like you would any head. 7 foot-pounds on these bolts here. All of these bolts, actually, these little small ones get 7 foot-pounds. These get 18 foot-pounds. This little wheel in here gets 18 foot-pounds. There's a little nut on the inside of this that also needs to be torqued to 18. So I'm not going to tighten these down quite yet. I want to wait till I get the engine assembled, at least the heads and everything set to top dead center, so that way I can line the timing marks up on the chains here, and then I will torque these big bolts here down to, I believe it's 48 foot-pounds. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Have a good day.